Hi friends, it's day 28 of Junk Journal January. No, it's day 28 of Junk Journal July. The prompt is upcycled, and I want to share these gorgeous vintage cards that my friend Gwen of Gwen Offit Designs sent to me. They're fantastic, are they not? And using them is definitely going to be upcycling because they are vintage. And actually, I said she sent them to me. She didn't. I received these when I went out to Las Vegas, and I got to meet her in person. And it was fantastic. I loved meeting her. We are definitely cut from the same cloth, and it was just an absolute thrill to meet an Instagram friend. She's really a friend from Instagram. That's where we met. And then we followed each other for a long time, and then she supported my Etsy store, and I've supported her Etsy store, and she's fantastic. So I do want to let you know that she's a wonderful artist, and she does have an Etsy store. And if you haven't checked her out already, please do that. She's great. You'll definitely find something that you will love. And again, her name is Gwen Offit, and her Etsy store is Gwen Offit Designs. I'll make sure to link that in my description box. So I have this piece of sparkly paper, and it came, she handed these cards in a pack for me, and it came on the sparkly, they came on the sparkly paper there. And so I'm going to use that in this spread because I've got the girl next to it. She's fantastic. I love her image. Her sleeve is coming on over to this page. And I think the sparkly paper is just a great complement to this whole vibe that we have going on. And then the card that I chose to use as a pocket, it's got a lot of orange and deep purple and just really rich colors in it. I'm sorry it's covered right now because I'm crafting on top of it, but you'll see it in just a minute. But that card coordinates really, really nicely with the dress that the girl is wearing. And these two pages are going to be next to each other, and they're going to stay next to each other when I sew the journal together. So on the tag, I chose green, the limes, because green plays off of all these sort of pink colors really, really nicely. And then I popped an orange square in the center, which coordinates really nicely with the chill out that's hanging out on the other side with the girl. And I went through my new stash of goodies that I picked up recently, and I got this clock, and I thought, you know what, the colors, it just works, and you know, the vibe works, right? So we got some vintage stuff going on here. And then we got this girl next to us. But if you look at her, her hair is almost, could look a little 1970s. And it's just a vibe we've got going on. And the clock just really works with it. So definitely popping this tag into the small pocket. Now, the sparkly scrapbook paper is another pocket. So I've chosen this orange paper with, you can see on one side it's orange sort of diamond shape. And the other side is some orange flowers. They're small, but I've decided to work with this because I'm really loving the contrast of the pink and the orange with each other. They're just really popping off of each other super nicely. So I'm creating this tag, and as you can see, I'm trimming it up so that it'll actually fit inside of the pocket here. So that's fitting much nicer. So now I'm going to go ahead and embellish it. I have some vintage music paper, as you can see. I believe this vintage music paper is from the 50s. I'm going to trim a piece of that to size, and that's going to go on the orange piece, the large orange piece, not over these flowers here. Now I'm going to leave it with just the music paper because if somebody wants to journal on it, they can add some, either a blank piece of paper or some lined paper on top of the music paper if they want to. Or they can add a photo, or they can do a combination. The way that I'm creating this tag, you have the flap on top. That could be a photo, and then you could use the other part for the journaling. I think that's clever, and I think that that would work really nicely. But whoever purchases the journal, they can, you know, they can kind of play with this however they want to. But it's just nice to have the option there. While that's getting glued into place, I want to mention that Junk Journal July and Junk Journal January, actually, are hosted by Make Journals and co-hosted by Get Messy Art. I have them listed in my description box, so you can go check them out. And they actually have chosen some collaborators that are doing a video each day of the month as well. Now it's time to do something with this part with the small flowers. I don't want to leave it as is, so I've chosen to use these big oranges. I'm loving the way that they look over top of the orange flowers. I'd like to level this up a little bit, so I am going to use this owl. Again, I'm just loving, oh wait, before I get into it, let me just tell you, I didn't realize the owl was a sticker until I had flipped it over and I put the glue on. I'm like, wait, why is that shiny? So, so I'm sort of wiping the glue onto the owl, but yeah, I almost made a mess there. But anyway, I'm loving the way that the owl looks over top of the oranges. Everything's just popping and it's very unique, but yet it's working together. And the owl's got some orange tones and stuff like that. Oh, I'm covering either his tail. Yeah, his tail. I was covering his tail with some scrapbook paper just so that when you opened the tag, it wasn't just this white part, you know, hanging out there. So like I said, I added a little piece of scrapbook paper there just so that when you open the card, there's something to look at besides just plain white. Anyway, this big tag is done. I really like it. I hope you guys like it. And I want to tell you that I really appreciate you being with me today and spending some time here. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow.